Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my Week 1 Thursday Night Games recap. I'll just go through every game, tell you my thoughts about it. We'll start with the game that hasn't finished yet because of a lightning delay or rain delay, whatever the hell it is. Utah versus BYU. It's 30-12 Utah. I picked BYU to win this one. Disappointing, like usual. It was an upset pick. I don't expect all my upset picks to go completely right, so I guess it's whatever. But two pick sixes, really? That's pitiful, man. I mean, I'm telling you, that is pitiful. BYU deserves to lose this one. They're beating themselves, man. They're beating themselves. A few other games I want to talk about. And by the way, Utah, they have some holes before I talk about the other games. They have some holes on the offensive line. They're going to have to get those fixed if they want to make the college football playoffs like Lee Corser predicted them to in that bold prediction. A few other games I want to talk about. I'm looking over there, just looking at the scoreboard because I have them up on my laptop. Yeah, okay. Clemson versus Georgia Tech, or Georgia Tech versus Clemson, rather. The game was in Clemson. Clemson won. They are the number one team in the country. They won 52-14, basically a beatdown. Georgia Tech could have made it interesting. They could have made it 21-7, keep it kind of competitive, I guess. But they couldn't cash in first and goal at the 2 on 4 straight tries. The Georgia Tech offense looked pitiful. Now, the defense, I'm not going to judge the defense because it was against Clemson. I think they played like South Florida or somebody, or like I think Temple maybe. In the next few weeks, we'll judge the defense against those teams. But Georgia Tech, that offense looked kind of bad. Now, we'll see how they play against South Florida, who I think has a decent defense. Temple, who I think is a decent team. But overall, that defense was bad. Well, not that defense. That offense was bad for Georgia Tech. Clemson, they have a few holes, obviously, that they got to get fixed on the offense. I thought Trevor Lawrence didn't look too sharp. I thought he played a good game, but didn't look too sharp. It's whatever. He'll get it fixed. I think Clemson gets, they get Texas A&M next week. Yeah, that's going to be a tough game for them. So we'll see what happens. So toughest game of the season, in my opinion. Next game, Texas State versus Texas A&M. Texas A&M beat down Texas State 41-7. That touchdown for Texas State, that came in the final minute or so. It's whatever. I think Texas A&M proved that they are a top 15 team in the nation, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens, but basically what I expected to happen there. Next game, Florida A&M versus number 17 UCF. UCF won 62-0. Pretty good win. I mean, if you want to come out and make a statement because everybody thinks UCF can make the college football playoffs, that's how you make a statement. 62-0. Good job, UCF. So UCF won that game 62-0. I'm just scrolling down, getting the games going. Okay, next game, UCLA versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati won 24-14. Let's start off with UCLA. Listen, I picked Cincinnati win this one 31-23. It was 24-14. I guess I got the pick right. I don't know. I mean, it's a win for me. UCLA looked terrible. That offense is pitiful. The quarterback Thompson, or I know he has 2 last names, but I know one of them I think is Thompson. Terrible. 8 for 26, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs, 2 lost fumbles. Both of those fumbles were not forced. He lost them on his own, no contact. When he lost those fumbles, the guy looked pitiful. Chip Kelly, his offense is out of style. He needs to be on the hot seat. The guy's terrible. Cincinnati, you guys didn't look too good. I'm going to be completely honest. Yes, you got the win, but that's just about it you got. You guys could have easily made this game possibly 38-14. So, pretty pitiful performances by both teams. Someone had a win, so Cincinnati won 24-14. Next game, UConn, they won the game. Woo! That's the only win they're getting this season. So, enjoy while you can. 24-21 over Wagner. I didn't watch any of that one. Next game, Bowling Green versus Morgan State. I was pulling for Morgan State a little bit, only because they're a Maryland team. I always pull for the Maryland teams. But I expected Bowling Green to go ahead and get the win here. And they did. So good for them. And 46-3, that's actually, I wasn't expecting that. I'll be honest, I was not expecting that. I thought it would be a bit closer. But good job, Bowling Green. Let's see. Let me scroll down so I can look at the scores of these games. Okay, next game, Robert Morris versus Buffalo. Buffalo, they went ahead and won this one 38-10. I expected it to be a little bit more of a spread, like maybe 45-10 or something like that, maybe even 48-10. But Buffalo got the win. Good job, Buffalo. Got first win of the season. That's always a good note, undefeated. Next game, Central Arkansas. They beat an FBS team. They beat Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky, your season's over. Let me tell you this right now. Western Kentucky, they're dog crap. Excuse me, not dog crap. Dog shit. I'm going to be honest with you right now. Western Kentucky, I'll be surprised if they win a game this year. That was a pitiful performance by Western Kentucky. I didn't watch any of it. I'll admit that. But if you lose to an FCS team, it's pitiful. It really is. 35-28 was the final score. They lost by a touchdown. Next game, we have here Gardner Red faced Charlotte, and Charlotte won 49-28. Yeah, 49-28. Pretty good. I thought Charlotte was going to have maybe an average offense this year. That's an FCS team in Gardner Red. But the defense looked bad. I saw the highlights for that one. The defense looked bad. Charlotte, they'll probably go 3-9 this year, maybe 2-10. But enjoy the win while you can. Let's see a few more games we had down here. Next game, FIU versus Tulane. Tulane got the win 42-14. A bit surprising. I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting a blowout on this one. Good for Tulane. FIU, I thought it might have been a little bit of a fluke. I'll admit, I only saw the highlights for this one. I do want to watch the long highlights, which is like the 15-20 minute highlights for this game, if I can find them. But overall, good win for Tulane. Let's see what we got here next. Alabama State versus UAB. UAB only won 24-19. This is surprising. I expected UAB beat the brakes off of Alabama State, and they didn't do that. So it's 24-19. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a bit disappointing. At least you guys came out with the win. We'll see how you guys do the rest of the season here. Your toughest game is actually Tennessee. Let's see what else we got here. Albany versus Central Michigan. Central Michigan won 38-21. And Jim McElwain's first game ever as the Central Michigan coach. They won 38-21. I didn't watch the highlights for this one. Good job, Central Michigan, getting a win. The good news, though, is that Jim McElwain, he's near a lake or a water area, so maybe he could lay naked with a shark. Let's see what else we got here. I think we have a few more games. Okay, South Dakota State versus Minnesota. Minnesota won 28-21. I'm going to be honest with you. Terrible performance. I know people are going to be, oh, South Dakota State. It was South Dakota State. I don't care. Minnesota is a Power 5 school, and Power 5 team, and they almost got their asses handed to them by a Group of 5 team. That is unacceptable. I've been saying it all offseason. Don't buy into this hype from Minnesota. And yep, looks like I'm right. We'll see what happens. They get Fresno State next week. That might not be a win for them. And by the way, my Terps will kick you all asses when we play you here in a few weeks or so. So we got here, Kent State versus Arizona State. Arizona State won 30-7. Listen, I watched some of the highlights for it. I was a bit disappointed in Arizona State. I thought it was going to be a bigger spread. I had this game 49-7. I didn't pick it, but if someone asked me if they wanted to pick for it, I already told them that. Score right there. Bit disappointing, but they got off to a slow start. We'll see what happens. They get Michigan State coming up. That's going to be a tough game for them. Let's see. We have, I think, one more game. Northern Colorado versus San Jose State. San Jose State won. Whee! I'm going to tell you this right now. Enjoy while you can, because this might be your only win of the season right here for San Jose State. I think it was like 35-18 or something like that. So, enjoy it while you can. But anyways, that's my recap. That's what I think about each game. Comment down below. Tell me if I missed anything. Always like hearing from you all. Give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate if you do that. I do videos like this all the time on game days on Saturday. It just happens that we have games on Thursdays. And we have games on Friday, so I'm going to be doing a video like this on Friday as well. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. And this is McD the Beast. Dude, right here. Signing off.